Good morning, everyone. Oh, ASB knows what's up. Let's do that again. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And now you can see we have our special guest, the Temecula Elementary School ASB. Will you wave your palms for us? Thank you all for being here. We are so excited to cut the ribbon on this facility. It has been such a long time in the works. The city acquired this building, which used to be the YMCA, as some of you are aware, out of bankruptcy. And through the foresight of our city council and our city manager, Aaron Adams, they developed a plan to eventually turn this into a welcoming community center to serve the entire community. And then we discovered all the hidden things that were wrong with the building. So we entered into an interim plan in which the building was open for interim operations. The pool was closed. After a few years, there were actually trees growing out of the pool. I don't know how many of you saw that. The back half of the building was closed down. We had to do mold remediation, and we were able to operate just the front part of the building and still able to provide some really robust programming for the community. And then finally, at long last, we were able to start work on this beautiful community center that you will be able to see today. It has been a very long process, and it would not have been possible without the hard work of every single person who had anything to do with this process along the way, and we will be able to thank many of you as we go through this. Now, today is just a ribbon cutting. The building is not open to the public yet, so this is like a sneak peek, and for our TES friends, like, this is top secret, right? After we have a few words out here, we'll be going inside the pool area where we will have an unveiling for a very special dedication plaque you'll see in the pool area. Then we'll come back out here, we'll cut the ribbon in front of the building, and everyone will be able to tour the building and see what's inside. And we have another very special guest today with us, artist Troy Follansby, who created the beautiful mosaic you will see inside on the wall to your left. And that mosaic was a month's worth of 7 days a week, very long day labor on Troy's part, and it is absolutely glorious. So I can't wait for everyone to see that. With that, I would like to invite our special guest, Liam Nagar, to come forward and sing the national anthem. Hi, Liam. Hi there. If you'd like to sing the national anthem, we would love that.
I'll sing. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting through where gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet waved for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Big round of applause for Liam. Thank you so much. Oh, that was just lovely. And now I'd like to invite up Temecula Mayor Zach Schwenk.
Thank you, Erica, and Liam, thank you for that. That was just absolutely beautiful. I appreciate that. I kind of want to take us back a few years. I was trying to rack my brain. I'm thinking it was probably 2015 or so. We had some community meetings, and we thought, let's re-envision what this space could be for the community. And we reached out to the school right next door, and parents and teachers and students came, and we talked about what we wanted this facility to be. We wanted it to be an intergenerational facility. We wanted it to be a facility for people of all abilities to come and thrive and prosper in the community. We wanted it to be a resource for the families that live right here, someplace you can walk, you can swim, you can take part in activities, potentially have library services. That was one thing that came out of that. We wanted tutoring. We wanted to make sure that this facility reflected the needs of the community that's directly surrounding this building. And I'm proud to say we did that. I think that what we'll find here in the coming months is a place that you can call home, a place that you can be proud of, a place that you can visit daily, and just thrive. Just be who you are and let this community recreation center reflect that. So I'm really excited about the future of this facility, not just for the broader community, but really for the students and the families that are just right here. It's very important to me, to the balance of the city council and city staff, that as we re-envision parts of our community, we make sure that we're reflecting the needs of the community directly adjacent to it. So I'm excited for the future of this, and I'm hopeful that you all will. I know in the coming months this facility will open to the public, and we'll have kind of like a fun soft opening where everyone can come and enjoy. But I'm really excited about the future of this. So thanks to past councils, their vision, current council for their steadfast just belief in making this happen, to staff, to making this happen, our city manager and everyone else involved. Public Works over the last couple of weeks has done double time to get this facility open, and I can't thank you all enough. This is a wonderful day for our community. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor Schwank, and now I'd like to invite up Mayor Pro Tem Stu Stewart.
So I too want to thank everybody who had a hand in building this building, because there were a lot of hands and feet that it took to, put this thing together. And it really is Zach and I were talking, this may be the first building that the city has built for I don't even know how long. Was the library the last building, Mike? Yeah. So, what was? City Hall. Okay. So, it's been 13 years since there's been a new building in the city of Temecula. So, very proud of this. And I'm even more proud of the fact that it's paid off. We don't owe anything on this building, so we're a debt-free on this. So, I really appreciate everything that has taken place, especially our city staff for making this all possible. So, thank you all.
Thank you so much, Stu. And I'd like to invite up Councilmember Brendan Kalfas, and he has a special guest, Madeline, with him.
I think Madeline wanted to say a few words first here. No? Okay. Well, I think the building speaks for itself. What an amazingly beautiful building. So much of the work has been put in before I was on council in my time with the city. So much of the thanks and the congratulations goes to the previous councils, as well as our current city staff and city management. I think we're all excited for this to be open. I know my family's excited. I know a lot of families within the city are excited. We're excited to see inside and see the tour. Thanks everyone for coming out.
Thank you, Councilmember Kalfas. And now I would like to invite up Director of Public Works, Patrick Thomas, to say a few words. And before I hand the mic over to Pat, I just want to say that not just this building, but every single building that community services programs in the city, all of our beautiful parks and facilities, as well as the other buildings that community services does not program, are all the product of the initial and ongoing work of the Public Works crew. And without the CIP division, who helps us from conception to realization of a building like this, to the maintenance team who maintains our buildings and parks, we wouldn't be able to do any of what we do were it not for what they do.
Thank you, Erica. And as Erica was explaining, so it is really a team effort to be able to deliver projects like this. And so there's a lot of people involved in these projects, and I want to recognize a few of those. So going back to the beginning of this project, we started working on some conceptual plans, and we realized we were going to be over budget. And staff doing their due diligence said, well, we got to cut some things back, or we got to do something different to be able to get this back to budget. And then Aaron weighed in on it and said, no, we're going to do this right. We're going to make this a facility that the community here deserves. So he found us the extra money, and we were able to deliver this magnificent facility. So thank you, Aaron, for stepping in on that. And then we started moving forward, and we brought on a program management company, NV5 Engineering, to help us plan the facility. So the folks from NV5 that were involved were Jim Trammell was the program manager. He's not able to be here, but Mike Helma is here from NV5, and I'd like to recognize Mike. Where are you? There he is in the back. He was on site here during all of this construction, so fruits of his labor. And then we decided to build this building as a design-build project. And if you're not familiar with that term or process, it's basically where we take, I'll call it an incomplete set of plans, and hand it to a builder and say, here you go, build this. And so the company that was chosen for this is DLS Builders, and they're here with us today. So Scott Shalial from DLS, and then Art Diaz. And Art has been here again day in and day out, and really pulled things together and made this whole thing happen. So thank you, Scott and Art. And then city staff. So the city's project manager from Public Works on this project was Nino Abad. Where's Nino? Where are you, Nino? There he is, right here in the middle. So Nino has actually slept here for the last 14 days to make sure everything comes together here, and he did a wonderful job. So thank you, Nino, for making this happen, as well as all the other Public Works staff that were here, have been here to get things set up and going, and then all the TCSD staff that have been here to furnish this building and make it their home. So they've done that and a wonderful job with that. And then also the IT team. So Michael Hesland and all his team. It's a very technology-based building. If you go in the IT closet, you'll see probably 1 million miles of cable in there that control all the doors and all the technology inside the building. So great job with that, everybody. And then a couple of other partners that were involved with the project. So Southern California Edison, they funded the electric vehicle charging stations you see in the parking lot. So we've got 8 EV charging stations for folks that have electric vehicles. They can come and plug in and charge their vehicles here. And then the Southern California Gas Company, we had to get a new gas line extended from the street up to the building here to be able to provide gas service for the building. So Southern California Gas stepped up and got that done for us in time. So again, it was a team effort, definitely, and I think you will all enjoy and think this is a wonderful building and wonderful facility for the city. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Pat, and thank you again to your team and Michael Hesland, to your IT team. They have been working night and day to get this building ready. Now, I mentioned earlier that today is a soft opening, a ribbon cutting. We will be having a grand opening in the spring, and we want to see everybody, especially ASB over here. We want to see everybody coming back. Stay tuned. We'll announce more details, but we'll have a grand opening when the building will be open to the public, fully functional. It'll be a lot of fun. So one of the highlights of this building, part of what makes it so special, is that it is not just a recreation center, which in and of itself would be fantastic, but this building will now be the hub for our Inclusive Services Division and all of the wonderful programs they do. So many of you have had the pleasure of experiencing or hearing about or working with the Human Services team. Manager Yvette Martinez is here. So there we go. Manager Yvette Martinez and her team have been working for years to build a series of programs and events to serve the entire community through our Inclusive Services program that has become recognized not just within the city, not just within the region, but throughout the state. And that entire program has for many years had to sort of shoehorn itself into other facilities. It's been cohabiting in the Mary Phillips Senior Center for many years, using other buildings for their facilities, but finally these programs will have their own home. And that makes this building exceptional and also just nothing we've ever done before. So it's very exciting to have that opportunity. And today we're fortunate that we have with us one of the early champions, perhaps the early champion of this initiative, former council member, former mayor Mike Nagar. So before we head inside to see the unveiling of the dedication plaque I mentioned earlier, I would like to invite up Mike Nagar to say a few words, as well as Crystal Pastorian. Come on up. Mike, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Erica. And wow, it's always just a real pleasure and a joy to see all the old faces and friends. I see you all around town, but seeing you all together just, again, brings back very, very good memories, fond memories of all the great things that I was fortunate and honored to be part of being in the city of Temecula. A couple of quickies. Mayor Swank, thank you for your kind comments. So help me, when this year started last January, your hair had not a strand of gray in it, okay? And hopefully it'll get its color back, perhaps. I don't know. I've suffered, okay? So there you go. May or may not get dark again. It could be worse, though. Okay. All right. I want to just sort of maybe take you back, just a short story, of what this means to me, the park, the facility. There's a street right there, right up the street there. It's called Paseo Berlante. And that was my first house here in Temecula with my beautiful wife, Mila. She was about 9 months pregnant. We moved here from San Diego. Everybody said, "You're crazy. Why are you coming here?" This is 1991. There was nothing here. All this was dirt and hills, the park, everything. All the apartment buildings weren't here. And everybody said that we're crazy. But we were in escrow for 2 houses in San Diego, and somehow or another, there's no peace about it. But this brought us peace for some reason. So we bought this little house right up the street. And that's where my daughter was born. Fast forward to 2005, I found out I was going to have a son. And I was overjoyed. A daughter and a son. It's a complete family. I just looking forward to all that meant. And of course, Liam was born in August. And, everything was great. After a couple of years, though, you start seeing things kind of got unusual. Behaviors that weren't usual, maybe not responding to sounds, maybe hand flapping, or when it came to playing with toys, lining them up in a row. And perhaps if it was jungle animals, you better not insert zoo animals, okay? Or you'd quickly get alarmed and replace them, okay? And little things like that, you say, well, what's going on? And things are not normal, but where do you go to? Well, first you go to your doctor, and of course the doctor didn't really like to break the news, so he just sort of says, hey, you may want to look into this. And of course, the more and more we looked into it, eventually a diagnosis of autism. And at the time, it's like, what is autism? What does this even mean? What does it mean? Everybody thinks of the movie. I even forgot the name. Rain Man? Yeah, thank you, Rain Man. Appreciate that. And you wonder, well, is that how it's going to be? Do I prepare for that? And so this was circa 2008. And as a young man at the time, I contemplated. I had just got elected for my second term, and I thought, well, my family comes first. I need to resign. I can't do both. I don't know what to do. And mind you, at the time, and I speak this for everybody in the special needs community, at that point, you're thrust into an environment that you know nothing about. All of a sudden, you're into IEPs and regional center and assessments, and you need therapies, and some people are trying to sell you snake oil that says it can cure this or do that. Trust me, it's so far out there. And then when you start to involve yourself in all of that, you realize, certainly we did, that there's this huge community here in Temecula and the region that you find out has been all this time a shadow community that nobody really knew about, and now I'm part of it. that was very shocking. And so all of that kind of had me an idea that I needed to resign and focus on my family, till somebody talked me off a cliff. It was a gentleman by the name of Mark Anselmo from the R. Nicholas Foundation, who had went through exactly what we went through or were going through. And he said, no, bud, you stay right where you are, because, you know, maybe God wants you there and maybe you can do some good things. And so from a young council member who was out there spitting vinegar and causing trouble everywhere, this young man started to soften my heart. At the time, I was a man who needed to learn more kindness and more patience and more understanding. And you know, it's very interesting, you know, the very moment you ask for those sort of things, you get the adversity that is there so that you can learn them. It's not something anybody would necessarily pray for, but it's a painful process and you go through it. So over the years, you go through these IEPs and you meet people within the community, and we started the Regional Autism Task Force, and I can't thank enough the not only the staff members like Yvette Martinez, and I can't name everybody, you know, Aaron Adams, other council members, just too many people to name, who caught the vision and started bringing this shadow community out into the open. And you find out that there are hundreds, if not thousands, and I'll tell you why I say thousands, is because everybody here, need I say, everybody in this community is touched by somebody who has a special need. Everyone. All you got to do is think, and if it isn't your neighbor, it's a relative, a cousin, or somebody of that nature. And we found out that there was no place for them here yet. And that's when staff and other council members, and thank God myself, began to do these programs. So I say all that to say this, that we're going to go dedicate and unveil a plaque over there, and that's about my son. And why it's over in the pool area is because that's an area where we found our connection and we found our healing, and we found a place where he could express himself and where he was able to push his boundaries. And I remember one day I started taking him in the spa, and I used to put these little floaties on his arm, and then I'd take him in the pool, and he kept wanting to take them off, and I wouldn't let him. And then one day he just threw a fit and took them off, and I said, okay, and he just dove in the pool, and he was swimming on his own. So he just kept pushing his boundaries. So this young man, I'll tell you, has taught everybody around him compassion, patience, love, and just a moment to pause and slow down and recognize a community out there who may not move as fast as everybody else, who may not be as verbal as everybody else, but is just the same as everybody else. And so that is what it has, what this young man has taught us and has taught me. And from there, we begin hiking now, and I wouldn't change not one iota of it, because he continues to teach me and everybody around him a lot of great truths. The Lord has put that in his heart. So I've said enough, and I appreciate everybody for taking just a small moment to listen to me. I'll say one last thing. If you really want to get a good view, a good picture of your special needs community, I urge you that when summer school starts next year, go pull into the parking lot of Temecula Valley High School. That's where they hold their summer program. And you'll see bus after bus after bus of special needs students and parents dropping them off. And you will see every kind of special need that is here and evident in our district. And it'll give you a different perspective on everything. Do that. God bless you all. And again, thank you for listening to me.
Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you again for your consistent courage, encouragement, and guidance in helping us develop what has become an exceptional special needs program to benefit individuals and their families of all ages in this community. And now I'd like to welcome up Crystal Pastorian, who has been not only one of our Ready Commissioners, we're very happy to have her, but also has been a lifelong advocate for the special needs community herself and works in that field, as well as being a close friend of the Nagars.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day for so many reasons. This building represents so many things, but what Mike said with regard to the pool is so true. I, about 7 years ago, had a 10-and-a-half-year-old young man walk into my life. That young man was Liam. And he absolutely changed everything that I knew about myself. When we talk about inclusion, sometimes it doesn't come naturally. It is something that we have to think about, we have to put at the forefront, we have to really strive to achieve. This city has done that because we have champions like Michael Nagar, like the Nagar family, like Yvette Martinez, like so many others that work with me in special education and are advocates of our special needs community. This place here is so important when it comes to ensuring that there is a place to go, when there is some place where everyone can feel a sense of belonging. Not only has the city of Temecula embraced that as a whole, but has provided a space specifically for that. I have spent, and I calculated this, nearly 8,000 hours working with Liam. And what Mike talks about in terms of getting in the pool and Liam taking off those floaties and jumping in is really a sense of removing those barriers. Sometimes we put those barriers up for people. Sometimes they come in the form of judgment, and sometimes they come in the form of expectations. But if we take that away and we look at that, what we get is a community, a place where people can thrive and can feel a sense of belonging. I am so incredibly proud for this moment, for this day, because it is truly a place where people can come, where children can come, and feel that sense of belonging, where they can thrive, and they can be each other's advocate, where they can be each other's person. And everybody deserves to have that person. Today, Liam, I am so proud of what it means to be cutting a ribbon on such an amazing place, but to see a pool and an aquatics area with a dedication plaque to a young man who has probably had more influence in this community than anybody really, really knows or appreciates. So much of the blocks, the building, all of it. Where I stand right now as a Ready Commissioner has been inspired because Mike saw things through Liam's lens. And that is such an important piece. When we start talking about looking around your community and trying to find the people who have impacted you that might have a special need or are in special education, you start to realize, gosh, it's so much more than I ever really realized. I didn't know. But I would encourage you and challenge you even to look at the world through that lens. Because when you do, you find that we are all the same. And that we are all looking and thriving in the same exact way. We all want that sense of belonging. I applaud the community of Temecula for doing what they have done here. I am so excited for today. I am so excited for a dedication of an aquatics area that truly means and embraces inclusion and brings everyone together. Liam and I have a song that we have had for, 7 years. He likes to sing a little Bill Withers song called Lean on Me. And that, when you really think about it, embraces so much. When you drive home today and you leave here, put it on, because it touches everyone. But it really means something, because there are times when not all of us are strong, and we do need someone to lean on. And I believe that this place will provide that. A place for all of us to be able to lean on each other and to come together and to have that moment and sense of, I am not alone, and there are others, and we all belong together, and we can thrive. So thank you very much, City of Temecula, and Liam, for being such an incredible inspiration to so many people.
Thank you, Commissioner Pastorian. So, as you probably gathered by now, what we're about to see is the unveiling of the dedication plaque naming the Aquatic Center here at the Margarita Recreation Center as Liam's Place, in honor of Liam Nagar. And the pool, of course, is a huge part of what makes this facility so special. Aquatics programming offers something for everyone in our community, whether it's just pure fun and recreation, exercise, swim instruction, very important components of keeping people safe with drowning prevention. It all happens here in the pool. And our aquatics programs in the city of Temecula have developed into something that also, like our special needs programming, is recognized throughout the state under the leadership of Community Services Manager Gwen Wilcox and her staff. So now we're going to head back in, see the dedication plaque, and then we'll be coming back out here. We'll all line up, we'll have a ribbon cutting, and then everyone can go inside the building. So ASB, how about you lead us back? Let's get some palms. Come on through and just follow Millie and staff.
So how about we give Liam a countdown from 3 and he will unveil the plaque. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
All right, everyone, thanks for coming back out front. If you all just gather around one more time. I know with the sun, everybody just wanted to jump in the pool, but we're going to have to wait a little bit longer for that. Yes. So with that, I would like to invite up Mayor Schwank one more time to offer us some closing remarks, and then we'll have the ribbon cutting here in front of the building. We'll all go inside. Staff will be in the building, so please feel free to ask staff any questions you have about what's going to be happening in the building. And artist Troy Follensby will be in there as well next to the mosaic, so please talk to Troy about her beautiful, beautiful artwork as well. Mayor Schwank?
Thank you again, Erica. And I really want to take a moment to just thank the community for coming out to this event. I want to thank the TAS students for being here. And yes, and when we walk through this facility, I really want you to take the time and sort of look, inspect, and envision what this is going to mean for your community. There is a mural inside that I really want you to take the time to look at. Hannah Hernandez, I want to take a second to acknowledge Hannah Hernandez. She's our most strident advocate for our visually impaired community here in Temecula, and absolutely just a wonderful person. We wanted to make sure that our mural was inclusive, so we added Braille to some of the tiles. And Hannah, I want to make sure you can give us the approval that we did a good job, okay? So again, thank you all for being here. TS kids again. I do see one of our school board trustees who represents this area, Allison Barkley, is here, so appreciate Allison being here. And as this community embraces this facility, I just can't wait to see it grow and prosper and just be thriving for many, many years to come. So thank you all for being here, and let's cut a ribbon and enjoy this new facility.
All right, everyone, come on up, gather around. We're going to get some group shots with the ribbon. And ASB, if you guys could come on up, we'd love to have you in some of the pictures as well.